The Local Millionaire Podcast.
We live. He said, swear we live? We live, man. It's the Local Millionaires Podcast. It's Big DSB, DSB Digital, Saypleezy, Capo, whatever you want to call me, man. I guess that's just my intro slogan. It's like whatever you want to call me, depending on what you call me. The reason why I got so many names, let's talk about that, is because basically each name defines like a certain walk of life. So depending on what you call me determines where you know me from. You know what I mean? So even when certain people call me stuff, and it might not be somebody I don't really know, like familiar with their face, they call me a certain name, I know what it is they know me from, so I know how to play them or how to approach them when they do approach me and give a certain name. But all right, so we had a guest for today. There was some misunderstanding. We had to reschedule. So right now, I'm on here dolo, man. I got HE in the back, man. You might hear some sound effects from him or something. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about 2022. We're gonna talk about 2022, what we got planned for 2022, and how people could, things you should do or consider doing just to get locked in with yourself. And I got my Instagram live on too. So if the people on there want to talk to me, ask me some questions, give me something going on. But obviously, if you're listening to this audio-wise, then, I'm going to keep you tuned in. So, in 2022, like right now, the current state I'm in, it's like a lot of things going on at once. And some days definitely gets a little overwhelming. But, like Nipsey said, man, that's what we expect. It ain't meant to be hard. Nobody said it would be. It ain't meant to be easy, and nobody said it will be easy. I never heard a millionaire. I never heard, a wealthy person saying that they road was easy or that it's supposed to be easy, because it ain't supposed to be easy. And that's why, you get rewarded with the great stuff if you go through that process and go through them difficulties, them hard times, and really do what you got to do to get to that next level. You get rewarded. You get what you work for, man. You get what you negotiate, not what you deserve. So your actions is your negotiation in this business transaction. So we walking into 2022. I know we take care of our health, man. In 2022, I want to stop. Since we got so much going on, I feel like I just be on the go a lot. And I don't eat terrible. I don't eat bad at all. I actually eat great, but I still spend a lot of money on the way I eat because of my lifestyle. I'm always on the move. So, I'm starting this Sunday. I'm back on my food prep, man. We on food prep. Every Sunday, about 3 meals a day will be the prep. And that's just going to keep me from just spending so much money eating food on the go. Because if you a hustler, if you got a lot going on, there's a lot going on, you really don't. I always had the time to sit down, prepare food, cook food. Like the time, like the clock be ticking, and it be like sometimes you just don't have the time to do that. Some that seems so simple. So that's one thing for sure. We food prepping. We hitting the gym more, man. I hit the gym 3 times a week, but lately we've been going fat. We just upping the ante on everything. We flipping more properties. Speaking of that, man, we just took over our Airbnbs. Today was a little wild, man. We gotta get into it with this Airbnb management company, man. People playing crazy, man. That's another thing with this business stuff is you gotta watch people, and you gotta definitely think logically when it comes to business, especially when you somebody from a certain background or a certain culture. A lot of the times, like if you got your emotions in it and you don't think logically, man, you'll be ready to get active on some people and crash out. Because people in this business stuff, especially the little fly talking smart, like people will really test your gangster, like really try to take it there with you. And you gotta think logically and just keep it business, man. Especially if you a powerhouse, you got a great name in the city or just in general. You do good business. People in their little petty business, it ain't gonna slow you down. It ain't gonna stop. You won't even make a dent, honestly. So we can't satisfy everybody, man. These people just pulling some slick snake shit, and just doing some shit where we come from, we would consider dishonorable. And one thing I learned, and I got a lot of game from a lot of older folks that's, entrepreneurs, got solid businesses that's, from the same background as me, I say, is that you can't treat this, you really can't treat business like the streets. Like, you can't treat it like, if you come from that background, you got to come into business with a whole new mindset. Like, you can't treat it like the streets. You can't treat it like, you judge people off of honor, because you might be doing business with folks who ain't from that culture, ain't from that walk of life. So they don't even understand, no type of loyalty. They don't understand, building. They don't understand just having principles and morals and, and having them certain ethics. So that's something that I've been doing, I always speak about, but today is just a reminder of that situation where, some things you would never do to some people would do to you. So you gotta keep that in mind, and you gotta you just gotta understand that everybody ain't cut from the same cloth as you, and operate a specific way, knowing that these people are not you, and people is definitely liable of just about anything. Could you turn the screen for me, bro, on the camera, so I can see it? I can have a good know where we at with the timing. All right, so that's one thing, man. That's in business general. I feel like when you walk into business, if you're a new entrepreneur, seasoned, whatever, some people are seasoned and they're still way too emotional with business. You cannot be emotional with business. You really gotta lock in and think logically, think smart, think about your brand, think about your overall. Like, there's just times where you go through certain stuff and it's not even worth your energy. Keep it pushing, move on, do your business. For example, we got Airbnb units. Everybody knows this. So by now, every now and then you got like what you call like Karens, professional, tenants and stuff like that. People who play the system, who play the game. Like, we had a situation where a lady went and took pictures of like the smallest scratch in the world on the wall. I promise you not. And the scratch on the floor was like, I feel like I should get my cleaning fee back because this isn't clean. The unit is spotless, man. It looks beautiful. They literally took a picture of a scratch that you wouldn't even notice from a can of paint on the wall. And they wanted a refund back. Then it's like, okay, you know this person's being petty. They just want their money back. Do you refund them, or do you no? You could say no. You agreed to a strict policy. There's no refunds. You stayed in the property. The property did what you paid for it to do. Or do you say, you know what? Give them their little punk cleaning fee, $90, $100. Give it back. Keep it pushing, because is it worth them being petty? If they're that petty to do that, then they're probably gonna leave you a bad review. And we super host status, so it probably wouldn't. It doesn't really affect anything, honestly. But it's just like, is it worth it even stressing over going back and forth with these people and the messages for it, or do you just refund them, give them their money back? Sometimes it's just worth it to let it go, keep it pushing, keep doing your business, man. Especially if you're doing your thing, you getting money, man. That small shit ain't affecting nobody, man. Get your pay. You know what I'm saying? Get your pay. Another thing, man, 2022, we locking down. We getting real disciplined. All unnecessary activities is cut. Honestly, I'm working on like one of the biggest goals of my life. Something I dreamed of, something I dreamed of. And that's just like, I'm moving my whole family, giving them a new start in a whole new city. That's going to be rough, but that's my goal for this year by August 2022. Moving my family to Houston, man. New start. I'm moving my family, getting all my family back in the same house, man. Like my inner side, my inner family, my immediate family has been separated for a while. And we kind of all been spread out in different states. Like my mom, my brother, my sister, and me. It's like spread it out. So, and it's certain reasons for that, but we working on, getting back into the same household because we ain't all been together in a while. And I got a lot going on as far as on the business side. I do what I do because the goal is to build generational wealth. So that's a big goal of mine. It's going to be rough, but we're going to make it happen, man. I don't care if I got to flip 3 more houses. I got to get some more Airbnb units. Like, I go broke on real estate. Right now. And if I got to go even broker, I do that to get my family, where they need to be. And I just feel like the places they in right now is just not, the best for everybody to grow as a whole. Some of us need a new start. Some of us certain cities just ain't there. It's not the place for certain types of people to grow. So that sound real big. We getting real disciplined on that. So man, y'all know I like to travel a lot. If you don't know, I do. I travel a lot. This year it's probably gonna not be too much traveling. It's not gonna be too much. I don't really go out and do none of that. Nothing's really gonna change. I'm just 10Xing everything. So I'm all about my business, man. I honestly just want to do business and stay out the way and chill, get my money and chill out. And so we 10Xing that in 2022. Like, we are not playing no games, man. We are gonna do whatever it takes. Like, and I'm going to move my family, and I'll be moving shortly after them, if not with them. But I got so much business tied up, and the way the real estate is working right now in Pittsburgh, it's like you got to take advantage of the moment right now. Like, we got to lock in. At least with me, I got to lock in. Like, I don't really have no choice. Like, this is like, to me, it's like my retirement plan, I'll say. So I'm working on acquiring as much equity as possible, holding on long-term rentals to where I build up a large portfolio, and down the line, 30 years down the line, 20 years down the line, sell the whole portfolio, and for sure have a portfolio worth millions. I look at that as my retirement plan. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I really don't plan on going back working. If I have to, I'm a hustler. That's what I'm going to do. Or even if I do, real estate ain't going nowhere. And right now it's just 2022, like the glow year. Like 2021 was the transition. Like 2021 we did a lot. We flipped, 4 properties, picked up some rental units. We got 2 Airbnbs, working on a 3rd. That probably won't be done until top of 2022. And we just building. Right now it's the building process. Right now ain't the process where you seeing the paint and everything coming back. Right now is a process where we plant the seed. 2022 it's gonna be like where them seeds we planted is growing, but we still plant more seeds. We just add to the garden, getting it to where we need to be. So that's like something I'm definitely looking forward to. And I want to stay focused and stay pushing on that, because that's big. That's important to me. And like, we gotta eat, man. And another thing in 2022 is we building a team, man. We add more members, but we starting in-house. Man. I've been watching, I very inspired, I'll say, by Rick Ross, very inspired by Nipsey Hussle. And one of the things Nip always talk about is vertical integration. So that's what we've been doing. So as I just was talking about with the Airbnb situation, we decided to, even though the management company was doing horrible business, we still decided to take it over ourselves and keep everything in-house. Like, for the most part, most of what I'm doing right now, even with the real estate, like most of everything is in-house. Like, we got the people with the credit, we got the cash, we got the connections, we got the contractors, and it's just like we got everything we need to get the job done. So before we outsource, we're gonna keep it in-house first. Like, if we're gonna keep it in-house, unless it's not possible to keep it fully in-house, but we're gonna keep it in-house. as much as possible. So vertical integration is basically cutting out the middleman. So if I got a clothing company and I'm paying a manufacturer to do all my clothing, then vertical integration is all right. It's Xing out the manufacturer and going and buying that equipment yourself, or bringing someone in your team that could do that same work and bringing it all in-house. So it's vertical integration. Like everything is aligned, like everything is inside, all money in. So okay, so we got a question. We got a question on the live. What do you feel was your biggest accomplishment of 2021? My biggest accomplishment of 2021 to me was, let me think, because I ain't gonna lie, we did a lot. We did so much. We be so focused to the point we don't really take time to give ourselves a pat on the back, because, you know, my team, like, we not keeping score, man. We only worry about putting points on the board. Like, I don't even look at the scoreboard. So, you know, I might be up, I might be down, I don't know. But all I know is I'm gonna keep putting them points up. But we not keeping score though. So I think my biggest accomplishment of 2021 is definitely I did my first flip by like the middle of the year. First flip, 2021, like the first real estate flip. You know, we had done a lot of wholesale deals. We was making real estate pay. Actually, first rental too in 2021. So to me, like, biggest accomplishment of 2021, definitely real estate, and only because it's a life-changing thing. It's a life-changing thing. It's something that I always dreamed of. It's something that I never seen myself doing, and it's definitely the biggest accomplishment because it taught me some stuff. I took some L's, I took some dubs, and we got the blueprint now. So it's life-changing because I got the blueprint to literally get rich. I got the blueprint to be a millionaire. All I got to do is put the work in and put the time in, and understand that it's, you know, real estate's not an overnight game, but the blueprint, like, you can never go broke with it. As long as you got the right people and the right team, you know, you can eat. Like, you could really eat. So, and I feel like, you know, what I learned this year through real estate is going to take care of my family. It's going to be one of the main things. It's going to be one of the things that take care of my family. It's going to be it's already that thing that, you know, took me from that level where I felt like I was a little stagnant and put me on that next level. So I feel like 2021, definitely real estate. It's just beautiful to even see us going through it, because, you know, there's times where we sit down at that table, like on that first closing, the first flip. You could tell when a lady, you know, when she walked in, it was like a younger white girl, and you could just tell, like, it was kind of weird. I ain't take it personal, but you could tell she didn't expect to see no young kids, you know, no young melanated people, younger ones at that, melanated at all, but melanated and young at that table. Like, hold on, these are the sellers? You guys are the sellers? Yeah, she kind of said some flash stuff that we talked about after, and I didn't really know how I felt about it. Like, it was a little weird, but she was like, yeah, she basically was like, yeah, you guys didn't leave me any surprises, did you? And we like, what? You seen the property, right? You got your inspection, right? Like, fuck you mean? Fuck is you talking about? What you mean? We ain't leave you any surprises? Then it was like, you know, I just like looked at her for real. Like, I just was like, laugh it off, whatever. But it's like, you know, if I was to say what I was going to say, what I said in my head, it'd be like, you could get the fuck up and walk away, because there was plenty other offers. So, I mean, like, do you want it? Do you not want it? Because there's other offers on the table, so you could walk the fuck out of here. But it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy, and we doing some things, and a lot of the people looking up to us, the people is following the blueprint. You know, we putting the blueprint out there. We giving them content. We teaching the content, we mentoring, we doing events. Like, it's just a beautiful thing. And honestly, I would like to see more people into it, because on the outside looking in, it looks way more difficult than it really is. And it's definitely not as difficult as people think it is. It's just, you just got to get your system and your blueprint down. Once you get your system and your blueprint down, you can't lose. Like, once you got it, you got it. It's one of them situations. So I got another question. What's the biggest obstacle you had to overcome with running any business you started? The biggest outcome is dealing with just learning how to operate, like just catching, like learning how to, basically what I was speaking on before, just taking your emotions out of business and thinking logically. But at the same time, like before I was full-time entrepreneur, I worked a lot of jobs. Most of them was like, stuff to do with customer service. So I'm grateful for that, because I kind of already got that skill to where I know how to deal with all different types of people, happy people, angry people, people who you really can't satisfy at all. Like, I know how to deal with people. And that's just based off of me doing, being in the prior businesses before I became full-time. But at the same time, working a lot of customer service jobs, and honestly being in the streets. Like, they say, and it's what I truly believe, some of the greatest businessmen ever are street people from the street, people from the hood. Like, and that's, to me, that's a fact. That's like, I seen a post one time. I don't remember who it was from or who it was by, but it was basically like someone said, they would rather hire a drug dealer out of the streets for their business or to do business with, versus a kid who just graduated college as an intern. And I felt the exact same way, because if you've been out there and you didn't, you was getting it on, you know that, like, you develop a certain skill, like you deal with, you understand customer service. Drug dealers understand customer service more than everybody. You understand supply and demand. You understand hustle. You understand negotiation. You understand, and you it's like you develop a skill on how to, like, read people. You understand how to read people. Yes, this podcast is on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube once these episodes release. That's somebody on the live. But yeah, you develop a skill where you learn how to read people real well, and that is like super key when it comes to business. Is, you won't always be right, but having the right, intuition about people, knowing how to read certain signs, certain body language. When people don't, look at you in your eyes, like, just knowing how to recognize certain things, and knowing that when people ain't right or when people are right. And recently, me and my partner, we had some talks about, some people that we going through it right now with this some people we was doing business with, and we had some talks, and I was like, I told him, like, I said, bro, it's two of them. I'm like, the one's cool, bro. I ain't really feeling the other one. Like I said, I don't know, bro. I just got a weird vibe, like a weird feeling. Like I could read. I don't like how she talking. I don't like how she operating. Like I could see the flaw. I see the flaw. And he was more so vouching for her. And then fast forward now, he was like, damn, bro, you was right. You called it. Like, and they turned out to just be dirty, greedy, doing snake stuff, overcharging for things, just doing a little slick backdoor type of activity. And once we caught hold of that, everybody acts like they didn't do nothing and try to act funny with us. Like you're not the one acting funny, but enough of that. We did what we had to do. We cut him out the picture. And we got them running ourselves. And we doing our thing with it. Let me check the Instagram live. See if there's any questions on here. Ain't no more questions. No questions. So that was probably the biggest outcome. I mean, the biggest obstacle I had to overcome for sure is just, not letting people get under your skin, basically. Not letting people get you to the point where you ready to crash out or you ready to harm them, because, we take this serious, man. Like, it's hard not to, too. It's like, that's definitely easier said than done, but we got businesses and we first generation wealth builders. So it's like our businesses and everything that we doing, we passionate about. Like, this stuff is like, this is our baby. So it's like, when you crossing it or feel like you trying to attack it, like the name, the brand, especially like my face card is beautiful. My face card is beautiful. I could go anywhere, walk anywhere. My name is good everywhere. In other cities, all that. My face card is there. My face card is great. A1. I got an A. I got an A on the test. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when people try to treat you as if it ain't, or try to step on your face card, then it's like, all right, how do I operate? Like, because I ain't going to let you play with my name, but at the same time, I'm not going to let you get me to the point where I'm going to crash out either. So, you just got to know how to play with certain people and just, think logically. Like, one thing about us, and I ain't going to get on here and say, we masterminds, man. I'll just keep it at that. I'm a mastermind, man. I outsmart anybody. I run circles around you. How you think you up on me? And the whole time I'm running circles around you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you really couldn't do nothing with me anyways, You just gotta play it like that. Like, you don't even know really who you talking to, because you taking people's kindness for real. You taking the business and the professional side. Like, you taking that for weakness. And if you know where we come from, it'll never be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll never be that. Never. Wait, so what else we got in store for 2022, man? I just feel like people need to love themselves. A lot of people don't love themselves. They don't have no confidence. A lot of people's giving up in life. Even if you in your later ages, like, a lot of people think it's over for them after a certain age. It's like, man, it's never over. Like, you got to have a strong mindset. You got to see it through. You got to, you got to put some action in, man. You can't just say you want to do this, you want to do that. Like, for example, man, I got so many people, around me, my circle. Everybody said they want to get money, but they're not doing nothing to get no money. Like, bro, you can't come complain to me and say, you fucked up, you to the floor, and I asked you, when's the last job application you put in? You can't give me an answer. I asked you, well, have you done this? Can't give me an answer. Have you called around and tried to seek opportunity? You can't done this. But you could tell, but every time I check you out, you partying, drinking, you smoking weed. You just doing it, you hanging out. You doing a bunch of things that's not doing you no good. Like, you're doing a bunch of stuff that's not giving you no money. You're doing a bunch of things that's not helping you get to that next level. And it's definitely, even that, it's definitely easier said than done, but if you really want it, you're going to get it. So the way I look at some things is like, no, you really just you're not ready yet. And that's okay. But until you're ready to lock down and really do what you got to do, then I don't really want to hear no complaints about you not having no money. Like, because it's like, bro, I'm not seeing no action. I'm not seeing no progress. I'm not seeing, like, your words and you saying what you want to do, it's not matching your actions. Like, people's mouth don't be matching their actions. Put that pride down. Do what you got to do, bro. It's nothing wrong with having a job, man. I done worked many jobs. Actually, it's many pros to having a job, too. Little do people know. Many pros, especially if you got a business or got something you could run on top of having a job, bro. You'll have more money than most people. Like, I promise you, I've been there. You'll have more money than most people. You will have stupid leverage too. Like, that jobs, and if you got like a W-2 on top of a business, bro, you will never be broke unless you just want to be broke. Like, you'll never be broke unless your money management is horrible. So speaking of that, that's a perfect topic to talk about in 2022, man. if y'all want to get there, you trying to get yourself together 2022, you trying to get focused, you got to become, you got to work on your financial literacy, man. You got to make better decisions financially. You got to understand money management. You got to get good at managing your money. You got to save money, build your emergency funds, save some money, and then you got to invest the money. The goal is not money sitting holds no value. Money sitting is of no value. So you need to invest your money. Like, if your money's just sitting, then it's like we got it's something called inflation, man. And a lot of people know what it is. A lot of people don't. They're not aware. But basically, it's where, the world is getting more expensive and expensive. And that money you got in your savings, if you're not investing it, if it's not growing, then you're just going to lose money because the cost of living is going up. But your money isn't going up. Your income isn't going up. So eventually, you'll get swallowed. Like, a lot of people get swallowed by inflation because instead of investing their money, seeing returns on their money, they let their money sit and stack. And if your money's just sitting, you definitely always want to have emergency funds. So you build that up first. And what I recommend is, you have about 6 months worth of your monthly expenses in your emergency account before you start investing. That way, things go wrong, you got that savings account you can pull money out of. But back to what I was saying, if your money's sitting, then, you're obviously it's not working. The goal is to keep every dollar working. So when I was speaking earlier, how I said, this year I've been going broke on real estate. I'm going broke on real estate to see returns back on the money. It ain't like I'm going broke because I went and bought 100 pair of Jordans and designer and grabbed the Louis and the Gucci fits. No, I'm going broke on profits. I'm going broke on equity. That money is coming back, and it's coming back double, tenfold. Not all the time, not double, but you get what I'm saying. It's coming back. It's bringing me profit. If you go broke on that, you ain't necessarily going broke. Your money's working, and you're just waiting for it to pay out. So the goal is to keep every dollar working. Every dollar needs a task. Every dollar needs to go to work. So one thing I like to tell people on my camera page, hey, bro, could you reset this camera? I'm pretty sure it's up. What was I saying? The goal is to keep every dollar working. So a lot of times what I tell my following on DSB Digital is learn how to turn temporary money into forever money. So my money that I get from real estate, I put back in the real estate. The money I get from the camera business, it goes back into the business. But I also channel that money into real estate and into crypto accounts. So therefore, I'm taking that temporary money because that if you sell a service, you're only getting paid once for the most part, most services. If I'm a photographer, a videographer, camera person, whatever, when I do that shoot, I gotta shoot back to back. But I'm not getting residual money off of one shoot. But if I take that same money, stack it up, I go buy a rental unit. Now, not only do I have equity and money in that rental unit, but I have monthly cash flow. Same with the stocks of crypto. You invest in dividend stocks. They pay you out monthly. Now, you gotta build on top of those to see like real returns. But you're parking your money into an investment and getting equity to where you can still pull that money back, get it out. But it's also working for you. It's creating more money. You're making money in your sleep. Same with the Airbnb. Airbnb units were started off of gains that came from DSB Digital, that came from other real estate ventures. Same thing. You're taking that money, taking the profits, put it back into the next, and put it back into another investment. Okay, we already got these real estate flips going. DSB Digital is booming. We getting shoots. We doing multiple shoots a week. Why not? Let's take this money. Let's park it over here. Let's put it into this investment to where it's still working. All right, so my investments is working. If I put into a flip, I took Part of that cash, we work with hard money lenders. We only need a certain percentage down and get the deal started. I'm gonna take this cash. I'm gonna put it into this deal. And if the money's working, this same money is working. It's flipped all the way through to the end. Once it sells, we get our money back. Once we get that check, you put the money back. You put the money back where it's supposed to be, or you reinvest it. You know, as far as real estate right now, we do flips, we get rentals, we get paid, we put it right back into it, right back. You know, sometimes you really go broke doing that, but you're going broke to get more returns. The money's working. You don't necessarily have the money. Like, you have the money, but the money is working. So, no, I can't lend it out. I can't do this. I can't do that. Kind of stops you from making bad decisions too. Because like I said, money management, people got to learn money management. Some people is not good with money. As soon as they get a certain amount of money, they out tricking it off, fucking it off in the clubs, going on trips and all that. And all that stuff is cool, but you got to do it and have some type of control over it. If you're somebody who just can't control that, then it's probably best that you, every time you get some extra money, some capital, that you put it into other things to where you can't physically just get it and just start doing it. Some people do it, you know, subconsciously too. Some people just get money, and some people might have eaten. Some people just eat out a lot. You know, that little 20, 30 every time you spend it, 15 every time you eat, but you're doing it multiple times a day. You're doing it over weeks, you're doing it over months. That shit adds up, man. It end up being a lot of money. And if you think I'm lying, check your bank accounts. Check your bank accounts. Look at your statements, man. The numbers won't lie to you. The statements won't lie to you. You see 100 transactions at Ruth Chris and Eddie V's and all these food places that you'll see, or the clothes, the mall, all them shoes you buying, where it seems like you ain't really doing. I could buy me a little pair of shoes, quick little 200, 250, 300, or less y'all, you know, some of y'all going crazy with the designer shoes, all that. It adds up. It adds up. So we got to get that money management. Like, your money management got to be on point. And if you ain't disciplined enough to keep your money and put it in, then it's best that you keep that shit out of your hands. It's best that you get a financial advisor and you get some people around you that know what to do with the money, and ask them what to do. Or you just, every time you get that extra money, you find something to put it into where, like, yo, let me get this out of my hands before I do some things that aren't necessarily beneficial to me. Now, you always pay yourself something, though. And this is the thing, because I know a lot of people feel like they can't save money. You know, like, a lot of people feel like they don't make enough to save money. Even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can save money. You might gotta save a little bit, but here's a quick gem, man. This is from one of my favorite books. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. I recommend to read to everybody. It's the 10% rule. It's of all you earn, 10% is yours to keep. So what that means is, it basically means that no matter what you make, whether you make $100 a month, $200 a month. I'm just saying that for simple numbers. I hope, whatever. $100 a month, $200, $500. No matter what you make, you can put up 10%. And if you put up 10%, you plant the seed. The whole goal is the snowball effect. It's like, all right, you take that 10%, and if you could do more, do 20. I was doing 20. If you could do more, do 20, do 15. If you could do more, do 30. It just depends on your financial situations personally. But 10% of all you earn, 10% is yours to keep. Everybody can afford to save 10% no matter how much you make. I don't care if you're putting up $5, if you're putting up $10. Now 10%, 100, that's $10. If that's all you got, put up 10%. But stay disciplined and stay consistent with it. Whether that's, a week, if you get paid by every time you get a check, you make $8. If you make $800 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever, put 10% up. Just keep doing it. 10%. Start you a savings account. Even if you already got a checking and savings account, start a second savings account somewhere else to where and don't even get a debit card for it to where you can't even get to it. And you could with most banks and stuff, you could set it to where you got an auto feature to where you auto draft that account. You auto draft that account 10%, or have it like an auto pay to that account, or set it up with your job. There's a million different ways to do it. You even do it on Cash App, but like 10% of all you earn is yours to keep. Put 10% down every time you get paid, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. You do real estate, you flip a credit, 10%, put it up. Have a separate account for it, no card. Keep putting it up. Don't look at it. Don't watch the numbers. Just put 10% up. 10% of all you earn is yours to keep. I'm going to keep saying that because I want to drill that and people say it. Put 10% up. Next thing you know, it's going to be piled up. Like next thing you know, you're going to have a decent amount of money if you stay consistent with it. Depending on what you make and how much you're putting up, it might take you longer, it might be a little shorter, but you'll realize like, oh damn, I'm putting this 10% in, but I keep putting this 10% in, now it's adding up. Then like you might start lighting, like, all right, now I'm going 20. Get it to a certain point. Now it's like, okay, I got this money in order. I did the 10%. If I could do 20, I did the 20%, I did the 30. And now I got 10,000 in my savings account. Now I got 20. Now I got 5. Now I got 25, whatever it is, whatever the number is. Okay, now I got a little bit of money I could play with that's outside of my money I need to live on, the money I'm spending. All right, let me go invest this. You know what I'm saying? I just funded myself. Let me borrow from myself. Let me go invest this into a business, and then let me put it back into the account. Let me go invest into a business. Of course, you might take some dubs, you might take some L's. It's up to you to make that, that calculated. Of course, you want to take educated risks with your bread and with your life and your financial situation. All right, let me take this money. Let me invest it in this. Once I see the returns, I'll put it back or I reinvest it. All right, I see the returns, 10% again, 20% again, or I put it back or whatever. You borrow from yourself. If you got a side business, let your business do numbers. I borrow from DSB all the time, but one thing I do, I make sure I do is I pay my account back. So, I pull most of the money for real estate comes from DSB Digital or from real estate. If it's from real estate, it's definitely going back into real estate. That's my rule for real estate. It ain't even a 10%. It's like 100%. It's like whatever come back to that, take some money to the side to handle some personal situations, pay down some credit cards. I don't know, whatever you need to take care of. Then the rest is all right. Be right back in there. But as far as that, I borrow from DSB Digital. I don't mix my money, so I try not. Sometimes y'all know how it is, but the rule is to not mix breads, different businesses, different incomes. Don't mix the money. All the Airbnb money is the Airbnb money. It gets invested back. The DSB money, if I borrow DSB money to get through flips. Once that money come back from the flip, I put the money back into account. I replace it. I give it back. So I just lend it to myself, basically. And that was all based off of me starting off managing my money correctly and doing it the right way. So, yeah, man, I feel like that's a good episode, man. This is, basically just some game for people to take into 2022 to start their year off right and, get their life in motion. And I'm not perfect either, man. There's still things I'm working on. I've been very overwhelmed lately, but I kind of always like that. I get like this once a year. It's a part of the game I'm in. It's a part of the position I'm in, but we just stay dedicated and we see it through. So yeah, we at that fat 45-minute mark that I was going to go for. I said I was going to do 30, but it got good. I feel like this is a good episode to do by myself, even though, like I said, the guests, had to reschedule. It's all good. And we logging out this big DSB. Tap in. We are local millionaires. Let's get it.